You're 28. You run freight manifests for a Bogotá contractor. The work is legal, technically. You file paperwork on cargo you don't open. Every crate that clears the warehouse goes out with your signature on it. The pay covers rent and not much else. You've stopped adding up the gap. The contractor dinner's in Chapinero. You go because attendance is noted. The man who sits down beside you orders 2 drinks and slides one across. He says his name is Reyes, and he already knows yours before you offer it. He describes the job in 11 words. Then he waits to watch your face. You tell him no. You get up, and you leave his card sitting on the bar. The apartment is quiet. The card is not in your pocket anymore. It's in a drawer. Day 2. You clear 12 manifests and don't think about the card at all. Day 3. Your monthly statement posts. The number doesn't move anymore. You open the drawer again. You tell yourself you're just checking it exists. One phone number with a Cartagena prefix. The name Reyes in small capitals. Day 4. You slip it into your jacket pocket before you leave for the office. You sit through the morning briefing. The card is there the whole time. At lunch, you walk 3 blocks to a payphone and you stand there and don't call. You eat at your desk. You refile the Medellin shipment twice for no reason. At 5, you take the same bus home, the same window seat, the same view. You take out your wallet, you slide the card in, not the drawer, the wallet. Reyes calls on a Tuesday. He says the word logistics, and you don't hang up. He gives you a date, a port, and a reference number. Nothing else yet. Port of Cartagena, 3 in the morning. The dock smells like diesel and fish. 40 crates. You count them yourself. The manifest says machine components. The crates go in on a cargo pallet. You don't ask what's inside any of them. You tell yourself the manifest covers it. You tell yourself that matters here. The ship crosses under a name you don't recognize, heading for West Africa. You cross in a passenger cabin 1 deck above the cargo hold. You don't sleep. On day 3, you go below. You stand in front of the stack and just look. You don't touch them. You go back upstairs. You eat whatever the cook made. Abidjan. The dock smells different, hotter, heavier, with salt under everything. The buyer's men are already there, 6 of them, and they brought their own count. They count every case before anything else happens, every single one of 40. When they're done, they nod at a man in the back. He opens a case and hands it over. You don't open the crates. You keep telling yourself that part is the difference. Abidjan has a hotel near the airport. You sit in the room until the flight. At the airport, you clear customs on a transit visa. Nobody looks twice at you. The plane lifts off the coast of West Africa, and you watch the water go flat below. Somewhere over the Atlantic, your phone connects and a notification comes through. 3 times your monthly rate. Clean transfer. You flag the attendant for a drink. By 2009, you've done 4 more jobs for Reyes. None of them surprised you. He calls and says the suppliers want to meet. He says you should go to Odessa. Odessa, the port district. Warehouses behind a row of fishing equipment shops. Inside the warehouse, the crates are real. You can tell by the floor impressions. The men here don't speak English. They speak in weights and numbers and codes. You learn the language fast. Manifest codes, transshipment routes, cert numbers. The end-user certificates are signed. Nobody verifies who actually ends up with it. You take the overnight train from Odessa, Warsaw by morning. You don't sleep much. Warsaw, a meeting above a currency exchange in the old Śródmieście district. There are 3 men. One does all the talking. The other 2 count everything. By the 3rd meeting, you understand more than Reyes ever bothered to explain. By 2010, you have contacts in Odessa that Reyes has never been introduced to. You have a new office, not Bogotá. A rented flat in Warsaw used as a workspace. The corkboard has routes, 7 active ones. None of them list what's moving. You've moved more in 8 months than in your first year working for Reyes total. Then Reyes calls from Dubai. He says he's found someone you need to meet. You ask who. Reyes pauses in a way he doesn't usually pause before answering. He says the name is Tariq. He says the man works out of Dubai and Beirut. You ask about volume. Reyes laughs once, a short sound, and doesn't answer. He says the volume Tariq needs is unlike anything you have moved before. Reyes says the name once across a hotel bar, and then lets the silence work. The lobby of the Burj Al Arab smells like money, and like carefully sealed rooms. Tariq arrives on time and crosses the lobby without offering a handshake first. He writes a column of numbers on a notepad and slides it across without speaking. The destinations on the shipping paperwork read like a regional contractor index. You fly to Beirut inside a week to see exactly where the paper trail originates. Tariq's coordinator meets you in a back street off Hamra and uses no names at all. The storage facility outside Beirut is climate-controlled and entirely unmarked. You count all the cases and the count is right and you move on without stopping. The end-user certificates Tariq provides are better than anything Reyes ever used. Back in Dubai, Tariq asks if you have any concerns. You tell him no again. The first transfer clears in 48 hours, exactly the way he described. 18 months in, and the entire operation runs clean without a single incident. You move your base to Nicosia for the neutral jurisdiction and easier transit. Reyes calls twice a month and you both hold to the same surface story still. Tariq's network has a depth you stopped trying to map about a year ago now. You stop asking about the second handoff destinations sometime around month 9. The full absence of bad news has been feeling identical to safety for months now. Tariq's coordinator sends the coordinates, a logistics hub address outside Bamako. You approve the full shipment before you have finished reading the second page. The Bamako warehouse is dusty and exactly where the file said it would be. The local coordinator checks every case number himself before signing off. You stand back and let the count run. It is not your job to hurry them. The delivery convoy pulls out at midday. You do not follow the road south. You are at Bamako airport 4 hours later, your bag already checked in. Geneva is gray and cold, and nothing about it feels remotely like a problem. The hotel room is on the 6th floor and overlooks a narrow canal bridge. You order room service and open the accounting spreadsheet all over again. The television is on for background noise. You are not really watching it. Then the correspondent says Mopti and you finally look up from the screen. They describe the equipment and you already know the answer before they confirm. 11 people. A UN convoy. The road outside Mopti. That shipment was yours. You do not call Reyes. You do not call the coordinator. No one calls back. The television runs for an hour after the segment ends. You let it keep going. You turn the television off. The room is very quiet after that, almost staged. The accounting is still open. The numbers are exactly what they were before. You sit with it until the canal lights come on below the window one by one. You do not eat. You do not sleep. You do not close the spreadsheet once. By morning, the segment is gone from every channel you can still receive there. You sit with the accounting until morning and still do not call anyone. Reyes does not answer. You call 4 more times over 3 days anyway. His Bogotá number routes to a different voicemail by the 5th call that week. You go to the address in the file. The office has already been cleared. No note, no forward contact. Reyes has erased the room completely by then. Tariq's coordinator sends one message in 3 weeks. Then the channel dies. You move to Limassol. Cyprus is a neutral address for a little while at least. The Warsaw contact is arrested on customs charges. The timing is wrong. Customs charges are not how Warsaw was ever supposed to be exposed to anyone. You start closing accounts, ones you expected to need for years ahead. Dubai is the next stop because Dubai still has 2 open channels left. Both contacts in Dubai meet you and both use the same word once, quiet. One of them slides a new document across and does not explain a thing. You change documents in a Dubai hotel bathroom with the tap running hard. The network you built took 4 years. The collapse is moving faster than that. Paris is the next city because Paris is not connected to any name you hold. You check into a hotel near Gare du Nord under the new document that night. The room is small and overlooks a courtyard. And, for now, that's enough. You run the account closure list again. 3 accounts left open still. Then a message arrives from a name you have never encountered anywhere before. You read it twice and do not close the window and do not move for a while. You arrive in Vienna on a morning train with 1 carry-on bag and no plan. The message said a cafe near the Ringstrasse. He would find you there. The cafe is half empty at 9. He's already waiting at the corner table. Novak does not stand. He gestures toward the empty chair beside him once. He knows about Tariq. He knows about Mali. He lets you sit down anyway. He says he is not a prosecutor. He says that as though it should help. Everything you have on Tariq's network. A handled exit in return for it. 48 hours to decide. That is the whole offer he lays on the table. You ask who is actually behind him. He smiles and still does not answer. You ask what happens if you walk. He lifts his coffee cup very slowly. You stand, button your jacket, and leave without saying a word to him. Outside, the air is cold. You do not look back at the cafe window once. Back in the room, you sit on the edge of the bed and go through it again. Novak is not law enforcement. That is the first thing you are sure of. The real question is who he reports to and who is collecting a fee here. If he can promise an exit, then someone with actual power already signed off. That means the exit is real. It also means he controls the only door now. You walk to the window again. The street outside has nothing to offer. You do not call Novak. Instead, you open the laptop at the desk slowly. Keller's number is right there on the screen. You look at it for a while. Morning. Light through the curtain. You have not slept for even a minute. You start with Molly. You make yourself go through it all over again slowly. 11 people. The equipment signature is yours. You know that already. You put Reyes on the list next. He had 3 months to warn you first. Tariq knew who was buying downstream. He just stopped saying it aloud. The Odessa handler got 3 months. 3 months, and then he walked free. Room service comes at noon. You eat half of it and push the tray away. Donna answered not yet the last time you asked. Now you wonder if that ended it. By midday, you have known since Molly if you are honest with yourself. The question now is only this. Whose table do you sit at first, and on what terms? Novak gives you an exit. What he does with the network after that is on him. Keller gives you a table. What happens to you is still open after that. You walk to the window. You walk back. You sit at the desk again. Finally, you spend an hour on the exact words. This part matters more than pride. Not Novak's deal. Not Novak's exit. Not Novak's table at any point now. You are doing this once. The words have to hold up in a cold room later. You pick up the phone at 9. Keller answers on the second ring. Calm. You say your name. You say you have information on Tariq's whole network. You say you want direct terms, no intermediary, no managed deal this time. He says, I was wondering when you'd call. The line goes quiet after that. Vienna to Dulles, economy. You carry one bag and no return ticket at all. The DOJ building is gray and modern. Keller is already waiting inside. Keller shakes your hand in a hallway. No ceremony, no small talk first. The conference room has no windows. There are 6 people waiting there. Tariq's full network takes 11 hours to put on the table in full detail. 3 live pipelines. You walk them through every active route in order, one by one. The Eastern European corridor closes because of what you brought with you. 14 years. That is what they say before the cooperation credit applies. 9 with cooperation credit. The courtroom is very quiet after that lands. You are 35 years old. 9 years is not a number you can shrug off. The Virginia facility is quiet. The first year you learn the shape of it. By year 3, you stop counting down and start counting through the weeks. You think about Molly more in here than you ever did on the outside world. Donna's letters stopped in the second year. You kept the first few anyway. 6 years served. Early March. Someone slides a release form under the door. The facility parking lot is empty at 7. A Tuesday in March, no one there. You carry the same bag out that you carried in. 1 bag. Still no plans. 2 blocks away, there's a payphone on the corner. You stop there alone. The number is disconnected. You listen to the tone for a long moment there. You set the receiver back. You turn. You face the road and keep walking.